Hello everyone, my name is Winters and welcome back to this Let's Play series of Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. We are continuing on exactly from where we left off. We have no jobs in the garage, no orders in the garage at the moment. We do have this little project that we've been working on in our spare time. It's a little side project, a car that we picked up in a barn in a much previous episode. We're getting on really well with it. But for this episode, we are going to do this story order, and we're going to quickly see, yep, there is no experience orders. Anyway, it is as follows. Hello, I came here because I've heard that when it comes to cars, you really know your business. Here's my daughter's car, which she got as a gift from her grandparents. She takes good care of it, at least when it comes to how it looks. Technical stuff, on the other hand, is not really her strong side. Just recently she needed to add some engine oil and she managed to pour in the wrong kind of oil. You know what that means. Do a thorough inspection of the car and repair whatever you find wrong with it. Okay, we pick up that bad boy. We're going to take a gander here and see. Right, change and drain oil, replace with new. There's a lot of stuff there that needs, yeah, this is a fairly extensive list. Okay, so let's put it on the test path. Car cannot start. Wow, she really does look after it, doesn't she? Okay, so in that case, we're going to move her to lifter A. We're going to put her up on the first level. We're going to pop the hood, and we're going, holy Hannah. We're going to run some diagnostics. So just for the sake of thoroughness, we're going to check the tires. We're breaking out the tire tread tester. That'll tell us what the tires are like. I can see they're not that bad, actually. Yeah, so that's that done. Next up, we're going to check the electronics. That means breaking out the old multimeter and seeing what needs to be done. I can see the rear axle needs to be completely replaced. Intake manifold, throttle, yeah, power steering pump. But now we're going to do a compression test. Exhaust manifold needs to be done. Alternator needs to be done. Fuel rail needs to be done. Brake servo needs to be done. Engine block? Are you shitting? Holy Hannah, that means stripping down the whole freaking car. Right, we've done a compression test. There is no OBD port. So that means fuel pressure test is next. If I'm not mistaken, that fuel tank is in shite. Fuel pump, fuel rail, fuel filter. Holy freaking Hannah. Let's mark off what we have discovered. Engine block. I can't believe the engine block has to be replaced. I mean, stripping down the whole goddamn thing. Okay, so the throttle, that needs to be done. Fuel rail, that needs to be done. Intake manifold, that needs to be done. I'd swear that radiator needs to be done. Exhaust manifold, you can come off. Engine head cover, you're coming off. That brake servo, yep, really bad condition. Ugh, oh, I hate these, taking off these camshaft caps. It's like working on, what do you call it, valve push rods and rocker arms. They're just annoying and very tedious. So a lot of these camshaft caps look like they're in bad condition. That camshaft itself is in dire straits. Right, let's get the belts off. Idler roller, you can come out next. Crankshaft pulley, you're next. I guess we'll take off the water pump next, and the alternator and the power steering pump. Get those off. We should be able to recondition some of those. That power steering pump is in a bad way. Right, now we can get the timing cover off and belt tensioner along with the timing belt. Now the cam gear and the camshaft. Now the engine head. There's something on the engine head. What am I missing? Ah, of course. Ignition wires and the ignition coil. tucked around the back here. Next, we'll take out the spark plugs. Alright, that fuel filter can come out too. Lovely. Right. That gearbox doesn't look great either. Those shocks look like they're in bad condition. Jesus Christ. She looks after her car. My feckin' arse. Alright, wheels, you're coming off. Okay, I need to drain the oil, so that means moving this bad boy over to lifter A and drain the oil. Not much in it. And now we can start working on the bottom end. So we'll get the oil pan off, otherwise known as the sump. That exhaust section can come off, that oil filter can come off. Let's get up here. Alright, we'll get these rod caps off next. And we'll get the crankshaft bearing caps off as well, because we're going to have to pull out the crankshaft when we... since we have to pull out the engine block. So hopefully we'll be able to recondition all of this stuff. Alright, so that's that done. That means now we can lower her down again. And we can take out the pistons, then we can bring her back up, and we can take out the crankshaft. Now, air filter I can see is in dire straits, so we'll take out that now, since we're here in the engine bay. See, air filter is awful. Right, we'll just take out the whole lot and recondition everything. Alright, let's pull her back up. Put her back up, not pull her back up. And, oh, I suppose we're going to have to take off the gearbox in order to get out the crankshaft. Okay. Oh, don't tell me the starter... Ugh. That's a rookie mistake right there, I'll tell you that. I'm so used to working on V8s. That's my excuse anyway, I'm sticking to it. Alright, back up again. Now we'll get the gearbox off. Alright, so the release bearing looks fine, the pressure plate looks fine. I think I can see the clutch plate looks fine, yep. And so does the flywheel. Now we can get the crankshaft out. Now we put her back down and we'll take out the engine block. And we'll see what we can recondition. To be fair, the body is in great nick. The body is really well looked after, but after that, it's terrible. Alright, there's the engine block. Engine head cover, alternator, rod cap bearings. There's going to be a lot of stuff here that we can recondition, which is great. Yeah, there's the air filter cover, the starter, oh, and even the clutch plate, crankshaft. Excellent. Okay, so now we can get that engine block back in. And we had one already as well. Wow. Let's put on the power steer. Oh, we need a power steering pump. How about a water pump? We need a water pump. Alternator, I know for sure that wasn't meant to happen. The alternator is definitely fine. I remember seeing that in the recondition list. Air filter, we don't have one. Radiator is reconditioned. Right, let's lift her up and we're going to open up the store. We're going to do a search for i4 because we're going to need a lot of parts under the i4 category. Okay, so crankshaft goes back in. Flywheel can go back on. Clutch plate Reconditioned can go back on. Pressure plate can go back on. Now the release bearing, and then the gearbox. Ooh, we need a new gearbox. Okay, i4RWD. Let's see if we can find one of those. Gearbox, here we are. i4RWD, there we go. Just while we're down here, you know, we may as well make use of our time. No, I want to hang on to that for... I don't know. Do I want to use? Well, it's only a quality one. Nah, screw it. We'll buy a part. All right. Let's bring her down. Next, we should mark off items that need to be done and the few items that are already done, because I'm guessing we have discovered most of it. Not all of it. I don't expect us to have discovered all of it yet, because we haven't gone near the back yet at this stage. So my guess is, yep, there we are. The items remaining are from down the back. Okay. Pistons. What were the pistons like? We have pistons. I think we should put in the pistons that came out of it, along with the rings that came out of it, because I don't think that they are on the list. Since they're like 50% here, this is most likely what came out of it. And that'll save us a bit of money. Probably not a huge amount of money, but you know, every bit helps, and it's not that big of a deal just to go searching for the ones that we want in our list of items in our inventory. And finally the last one. There we go. There we go. Lovely. Alright, engine head. We need a new engine head. Okay, this is an i4. That's an i4 SOH. We'll call it SOC. And that water pump is an i4. Okay, let's get those items now. Engine head. Engine head. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Now we want a water pump and a power steering pump. Power steering pump i4 and a water pump. Turbo water pump i4B. There we go. That's that. Alright. So these parts can go back on her now. Lovely. Do we have a camshaft? We do. It's a high quality one though. Screw it. Let's use it. We need an intake manifold. Cam gear is fine. Timing belt. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Belt tensioner. I didn't think we'd have one of those. Spark plugs. I don't think we have. The ones that came out of it can go back in actually. At least some of them anyway. Actually, do you know what I should do now? I should do this. I should mark off what's done, because I just realized one of those spark plugs is not to be used. It's actually two of them. These two here need to be new. Okay. Camshaft caps. I need to be careful with this. So this one can be a second-hand one. And this one can be a second-hand one. The rest need to be new. Okay, what do I need to get? A belt tensioner, camshaft caps, an intake manifold, spark plugs. Okay, I'll never remember all that. Let's look for the intake manifold first. Here we are. Intake manifold. There it is. Is there anything else on the i4 category? I don't believe so. Those camshaft caps weren't i4Bs, were they? I don't think they were. Yeah, I don't think they were. Camshaft caps. Camshaft cap i6. No. I'm just looking for straight up camshaft. Damn it. Oh, here we go. And I need... let's buy 6 of them. It's more than enough. What else did I say? Spark plugs. So plug. Spark plug. And I should get like 12 of them so that I have spares. What was the other thing? Intake manifolds. Spark plugs. Camshaft cap. And... I'm forgetting something. What the hell is this? I can't remember. Whatever. Let's do a search for i4 and we'll quickly look down here, see if anything jumps out at us, but I don't think so. So we are going to go back. Alright, new spark plug here, new spark plug here, and camshaft cap. Yep, we were right with the type. Alright, now, do we have an engine head cover? We do. Excellent. Oh, belt tensioner. That's what it was. Damn belt tensioner. Do we have a brake servo? We don't. I need to buy one of those. Intake manifold, we have that. Okay, I don't think we have a throttle. Oh, we do. Nice. Do we have a fuel rail? We don't. Right, belt tensioner and fuel rail MPI. And a brake servo. Belt tensioner. And I think we should buy like 3 of them. That way we'll have 2 spare. Belt tensioner, fuel rail MPI. One of those will do. Brake servo. I'm thinking 3, so that we have 2 spare. And there was something else. Air filter, wasn't it? Air filter, and it's just the ordinary bog standard air filter. And if we do a search again for i4, we're ready for when we pick up the next items, whatever they may be. Alright, let's get these items put in. Timing cover, awesome, we have it. Camshaft pulley, crankshaft pulley. Fuel rail, where's that? There she is. Fuel rail, right. I need a crankshaft pulley i4. Crankshaft pulley, cam gear, crankshaft pulley i4, there we go. And now we're going to see how we are with belts. I4 sock. Alright. Down to the S's, isn't it? Belt I4 sock. There we go. It's the one we want. Okay, now this is just a belt A, so I need to find that one. That's probably not going to be in the list here, actually. And I'm not seeing it, yeah. how to do this. Serpentine belt A. There we go. Alright, now let's get the clips on, because I just remembered that we didn't put the clips on that when we put the cover on here. I forgot about them. So since I remember them now, let's get it done, and that way we won't miss them later on. Ignition coil, fuel filter, we can do that stuff now. Ignition wires, yep, we'll use the ones we have. We're looking good. Do you know what we should do now? We should mark off what we've done. Because that will make it much easier to see what is yet to be done. And there isn't a whole lot. We're getting on really well with this. Brakes, we'll do that now. Starter, you can go back on. You're reconditioned. Right. So I can't put on the exhaust manifold yet. But I think that's everything here. So let's lift up the car and we're going to work on the front suspension. So that brake disc, it's brake disc ventilated most likely. That looks like it needs to be replaced. Those brake pads need to be replaced as well. Now let's get a gander. The bearing is fine. That hub doesn't look great though, and neither does that shock. Right. That means the bearing has to come out, wheel hub has to come out so that we can get the knuckle. All this stuff has to come off so that we can get at the knuckle. Alright, and the outer tie rod, then the knuckle itself. Now, let's see if we have a knuckle. We do. It's a high quality one. I'll tell you what we'll do. So we'll go over the far side and we'll see what things look like here. Oh, no, we need two of them. Okay. So we'll strip this down, then we'll go into the store and we'll buy some parts. I think that would be the best way to proceed with this. So again, we're getting all this stuff taken off so that we can get at the knuckle. Get up there, you son of a bitch. Alright, now the knuckle should come off. Front steering knuckle B. Excuse me. Front steering knuckle B. And do you know what? We'll buy 4. That way we have a couple of spares. So now we get back into assembly. And we'll put back the second-hand stuff that we can. If we don't need to replace it, then we won't. Brake disc ventilator definitely need to be done. Wheel hub cap doesn't need to be done. Screw it. Let's do it. Brake pads, they needed to be done. Calipers. Alright, now upper suspension arm. All second-hand parts here. This is going to take a little bit of time. Bottom suspension arm. Again with the second-hand bushings. Alright, outer tie rod. we'll come back to the shock. So we'll move over to the left hand side and we'll start assembly here. Again, using the second-hand parts that we can to cut down on costs. If we don't have to replace it, then we won't. And I know I don't always stick to that, but in this case, it doesn't require an awful lot of work in order to stick to it, so I'm happy to do it. Okay, now bottom suspension arm. Same deal again, second-hand parts where we can, since they weren't needed. And now the upper suspension arm. It's great to see that we have so many spare parts for this. Okay, now the outer tie rod. I need to pick up some spares of those as well. Okay, let's take care of... Actually, can I recondition anything? I can. Calipers, should have known. Let's break down. Right, so double wishbone shock absorber, front spring, front shock absorber cap. Okay. I should see... that's not going to tell me. Let's break this bad boy down. Right. Store. Shock. Double wishbone shock absorber by 2. Front shock absorber cap by 2. That should be finished now, so we'll take that one out and we'll break down the last one. Now we'll go back into the store and we'll pick up 2 springs. Front springs, that is. And we'll get 2 of those as well. Sweet, now we can assemble. So there we are, double wishbone shock absorber, front spring and cap. Out you come. And now we assemble the last one. How are we doing on time? Oh wow. Yeah, I suppose I should have known that it was going to take this long because we had to strip the entire engine down. So yeah, it was pretty obvious that this episode was going to be a long one. Right, let's get this shock in. Right, so the wheel hubs need to be done there. Front exhaust section I4 sock. I4, and we're looking for front exhaust section. Here we are, front exhaust section there. Pick the right one. Do we have a filter? We don't. We need a filter. Let's pick that up now. I4 oil, so it'll be down here. There it is. Get that put in. The bottom end of the engine. We should work on that next. A good thing about a job like this with so much, having to work so far deep into the engine is we're getting great experience out of this. Oh, and that's something that we done in our last episode. Actually, we earned another skill point. Forgot to mention that. Yeah, we got our 37th skill point. Of course, we can't use it at the moment, but we're one step closer to being able to use it. Okay. Oh, look at this end link. I forgot to put back on. I forgot to do that on both sides. So let's get this one on as well. Right, we're looking good. We're looking good. I think we should break down the wheels. So let's go and do that now, and we'll take note of what the details are for the rims that we need. Rim retro. 10. Rim retro 10. And they are 185s /60 R15s. And the tires are fine. Yeah, so it's literally the rims that we need. Now, what we will do is we'll see if we can recondition the rims. We might be able to bring them back up to 100%, assuming that we don't fail any of the reconditioning. This one, to be honest, I think we're only going to be able to recondition one of them, and I might be wrong on that. But we'll try, and if we don't have to, we won't buy the rims. So let's see here. Yeah, only one. Okay, so we have to buy one rim. So what we will do is we will work it like so. Now we'll open up the store while that's doing its thing, and we're going to go into the rim section, and it's rim retro, so that'll be fairly well down here. Modern, here we are, retro 10. We need one size 15, and I think ET is 0. I think. Let's hope I done that right. Install. Yep, we're looking good. Alright, that's that one done, and that one done, and now we just have to balance this one. So we'll put these wheels back on the car, then we'll look at our list of jobs that we have to do and mark off anything that has been complete, and then we'll start working down the back and get the back of it done, and that should be the end of the job then. I think we'll be done at that stage. Okay, now over to the other side. Wunderbar. Right, now, list. Looking good here, a lot of stuff done. Fuel pump, I haven't done that yet. Yes, of course. More stuff done here. Great, there isn't a whole lot left now that hasn't been discovered. Right, let's move down the back. Oh my god, that freaking fuel tank is in shite. Do we? Yeah, we do have to. Right, so this means we're stripping down the entire back axle. We're taking apart the brakes, freaking the suspension, absolutely everything. Because we have to get the goddamn axle out. I should be annoyed with that, but it's going to give us some great experience. However, it does mean that it's going to add more time onto this episode, which is fine. I mean, you know, we've had some short episodes, we've had some long episodes. When we do have a long episode, it is not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. Alright, we'll get that fuel pump out, we'll get that fuel tank out, we'll siphon off any petrol that's left in the fuel tank. Okay, brake drum. To be fair, there isn't an awful lot into stripping down a rear axle of this type. Yeah, it doesn't take all that long at all, so it's not the end of the world. I mean, what are we here now? Probably a minute and 30 seconds, and we have the entire axle done. Right, now we are going to go to the repair bench, and we're going to recondition everything we can recondition. Hopefully the axle will be one of those things, but I'm not seeing it here yet. Nope, it's not there. Son of a bitch. Okay, we'll just make sure and see what coil spring rear drive axle. Okay, so if I type spring into the search, spring, leaf spring, coil spring rear drive axle, there we go. Achievement, I can afford that gold. Oh, sweet. I just got an achievement, probably for buying parts. I would imagine that's what it was for. So now let's get back into assembly and all the parts that we reconditioned. Oh, we need a solid rear drive shaft. Okay, that's no problem. We can certainly do that. Let's get the shock absorbers back. And we'll get the solid axle. Oh my god, look at those. Right, solid axle control arm. Control arm should return it to us. It does indeed. And we'll buy 4 of them so that we have 2 spare. What was the other thing that I said we needed? Drive axle, wasn't it? Solid rear drive axle, there we go. And we'll buy 3 of them. So we use 1 and we'll have 2 spare. Right. Fuel tank. Meant to get a fuel tank as well, actually. New rubber bushing. We can do that at the next stage. We'll get the fuel tank. Rear shock absorber cap. Right, so if we do a search for shock, we should get rear shock absorber cap. We'll buy 4, that way we'll have 2 spare. And we want a fuel tank. So we'll get that fuel tank in next. We'll get that rear shock absorber. We'll put in the drive axle. And now we'll move over the far side. Ah! Okay, springs next. Now before we put the wheels on, I need to check and see if any of the hubs, any of the rims need to be replaced. I need to check that. I think we have a fuel pump. We do indeed. Right, let's check our list. We should be damn near finished now. Exhaust manifold. Yeah, rim retro, so we'll mark that off. And another rim retro. Right, okay, so the same thing has to be done with those again. So that means stripping down those rims. Tires are fine. That one we'll be able to repair, hopefully, assuming it doesn't fail. And right, same as last time, we need to buy 1, we need to repair 1. So I'm going to quickly go in here now. Rim retro 10, 1, size 15, buy. And we'll separate that out. Now we'll go to the repair bench. Oh crap, it failed. Right, okay. So while this is working here, we'll go back into the store and rim retro 10, 1, size 15, purchase. Alright, now you can start balancing. And now this one will start putting together. And I'm going to quickly go back into the store and get into the parts section so that we are ready for our next search, whatever that may be. Oh yeah, I know what it's going to be. It's going to be for the exhaust manifold, isn't it? So, if I go for I4, it is I4, isn't it? And exhaust manifold, it'll be this one, I think. And I think I'll just go ahead and buy it. It might be an I4B either. Not sure on that. We'll just have to wait and see. Okay, let's get these rims, the wheels back on. And the same the far side. And now we can drop her down. Man, this was a long job. Okay. Yay, we picked the right one. Okay, and that means then that we just need to put some oil in it. And I think that'll be the job done. I think we'll be finished. Okay, she'll be finished any second now. There we go. So let's quickly take a gander. Actually, do you know what? We won't do that. We'll just drop the hood. Now we'll take a gander. That's done. That's done. And that's done. Yes, and change and drain oil. Yep. So we spent 9,180 on parts and we're getting 24,000 back in return. Oh my god. Car is incomplete. There's a least spring plate missing from the car. Really? Shit. How did I manage to do that? That must be on this side. Oh, it is. No, look at that. Little son of a bitch. There's always something, isn't there? Look at my fragile memory. Just take a quick gander. How are we doing up front here? Yeah, all looking good. Okay. So, let's drop her down for good this time. And we'll try and finish the job now. Cha-ching! Wunderbar! Right, let's quickly check the phone. How are we doing on time? 45 minutes nearly. Holy Hannah. Yeah. That was a long job. No experience orders. Okay. So we are going to leave it there for now. Thanks a million for watching, folks. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Do all that good stuff. It means an awful lot to me. It makes a huge difference. So I really, really do appreciate all of your support so much. Anyway, my name is Winters, and I'll see you next time. So until then, take care.